Level 1, Walmart. You wear a blue vest. You have a badge with your first name printed poorly. You make $11 an hour. You restock shampoo bottles while people walk past you without seeing you. You're not a person in this store. You're a function. You know it because the customers talk to you the way they talk to a vending machine that gave them the wrong change. But you know something they don't. You're not like the others. You felt it since childhood without knowing what to do with it. You watch the people around you accept their place and something in you refuses. Not out of anger, out of certainty. You know you won't end up poor. You know it deep down. You don't know how yet. You just know it's true. You go home. You live in a studio. The microwave makes a sound you don't hear anymore. You eat standing up. You open your phone. You come across a video. A man is talking about online business. He shows his bank account. He says he was making less than you 2 years ago. You watch the video to the end. You watch another one. You watch 8. At 3 in the morning, you click on the link. The course costs $997. You have $1,100 in your account. That's your salary for the month. You click. You hesitate for 30 seconds. You click again. The payment goes through. You don't sleep. You tell yourself it's an investment in yourself. You say it out loud in the dark. Nobody answers, but something in you knows it's the right move. Level 2, e-commerce. You follow the course. You open an online store. You sell a product you've never touched. You run ads. For 2 months, you lose money. You tell yourself it was a lie. You keep going anyway. You work at Walmart during the day. You work on your computer at night. You sleep 4 hours. You almost get fired. You catch up. You keep going. And then it hits. An ad works. You make $200 of profit in 1 day. You redo the math 3 times to be sure. It's real. You make $400 the next day. Then $800, then $1,200. You hand back your blue vest. You quit by text. You don't come back for your last paycheck. You don't have time. Something just opened and you know that's what you were there for. That thing you'd been feeling forever, it's finally starting to take shape. You make $8,000 your first clean month. You've never held that much money. You stare at the number on your screen. You don't feel what you thought you'd feel. You feel something else, a hunger, not for more money, for the next step. You go back on YouTube. You look for how to move to the next stage. That's where you find them. Level 3, the click. You start watching videos of men who sell courses, not who buy them, who sell them. They're in cars you recognize. They're in apartments that don't exist in your city. They talk about a lifestyle. They talk about freedom. They never really talk about the product. You notice that without understanding it yet. You do understand one thing though. E-commerce is sweat. Selling courses is staging. And staging duplicates. Sweat doesn't. You run the numbers. You make $8,000 a month selling objects. They claim to make $80,000 selling the idea of the object. You don't know if it's true. You decide the question isn't whether it's true. The question is whether you can make it look true. You take $4,000 of what you've made. You rent a car for the weekend, a white Mercedes. You film it from every angle. You rent a hotel suite for 1 night. You film the view. You order a bottle you don't drink. You return the car Sunday night. You take the bus home. You post the videos over the next 2 weeks. You space them out so it looks like your life. The messages start coming in. How do you do it? Teach me. You don't answer right away. You saw a video that said silence raises the price. You wait 3 days. You answer 10 people. You set your first price, $1,500. The first person pays in 3 installments. The first payment goes through. You don't know if they can afford it. You were taught not to ask. Level 4, the system. You sell 2 ways. In installments for those who can't afford it, direct for those who can. Installments work better. You note it. You adapt. You start posting every day. Lifestyle content. You never show your studio. You only show the places you rent. A day on a yacht. A dinner at a restaurant you couldn't pay for twice. A hotel room in Dubai. You lie about the numbers. The first time, you hesitate for a second. You say your e-commerce makes $60,000 a month. It makes $9,000. Nobody verifies. Nobody asks for proof. You realize that lying works better than the truth because the truth doesn't make people dream. You do it a second time, a third. By the 10th, it costs you nothing. It's become a language you speak fluently. You buy your first car, a sports car. You hesitate between a sedan and a coupe. You take the coupe, not because you prefer it, because it films better. You don't buy to drive anymore. You buy to post. Every purchase is a marketing investment disguised as a personal reward. The messages explode. The car is the proof. Everyone wants to understand how you got it. You're selling your course at $2,500 now. You make 30 sales the month you post the car. $75,000 in 30 days. You pay off the car in 2 months. Your e-commerce becomes a detail. You almost stop it. The real machine is this one. Level 5, Miami. You buy a second car. 6 months later, a more expensive one. You justify it the same way. A car bought is a car paid for by sales. People dream of cars more than houses. A house can't be filmed in motion. A car can. You've understood the grammar. You write sentences in this language now. You move to Miami, not into an apartment, into a villa. You rent it first. You end up signing a long lease. You change crowds. The people around you don't ask what you do anymore. They know. Or they pretend to know. It's the same thing. You go out every night. You meet a girl. She's beautiful. She doesn't ask the right questions. You're perfectly fine with that. Your old friends don't talk to you anymore. Not out of a fight, out of silence. You try to explain what you did to a childhood friend over the phone. He listened. He said nothing. He ended up changing the subject. You felt something close between you without either of you closing it. You hung up. You didn't call back. He didn't either. Level 6, the team. You don't talk to your clients anymore. You have 2 closers. They take the calls. You give them 10%. You have a video editor, an assistant who answers your DMs using a script you wrote. People think they're talking to you. They're talking to a man they'll never see, paid a fraction of what they paid to reach you. The system works without you. You did it on purpose. You sell at $10,000 now. Your closers close deals over the phone. They use a script. They create urgency. They handle objections. You sometimes listen to the recordings for quality control. You hear people hesitate. You hear people say they can't afford it. You hear your closers reply that they can't afford not to do it. You nod. You close the file. You go back to filming a story. You start receiving unpleasant messages. Former clients who want a refund. People talking about you on forums. You have a procedure. You have a lawyer. You threaten to sue for defamation. Most give up. The ones who insist, you refund them against signature. The cost is part of the model. It's a line item in your budget. Level 7, the summit. Several million in capital. 2, maybe 3. You don't count at the end of the month anymore. You count at the end of the year. You don't spend by thinking. You spend by feeling. Everything you buy is paid for by a sale that happens while you sleep. The system has become autonomous. You could stop posting for 2 weeks and the sales will continue. You test it once. They continue. You come back anyway, not out of need, out of habit. You now sell the course on how to become a course seller. It's the loop they showed you without telling you. You sell to people who dream of being you. They pay $5,000. Some pay $25,000 for your VIP coaching. They'll leave to sell their own course. Most will fail. A few will succeed and come thank you on stage. You'll use them as social proof in your next ad. You look at yourself one morning in the villa mirror. You remember what you felt at Walmart. That certainty deep down. You were right. You weren't like the others. You didn't end up poor. You won. But you noticed something you weren't expecting. The click you had watching that video at 3 in the morning, someone is having it right now, watching you. Somewhere right now, a guy wears a blue vest. He has a badge with his first name printed poorly. He goes home. He opens his phone. He comes across one of your videos. He watches to the end. He watches another one. At 3 in the morning, he clicks on the link. He knows he's not like the others. He knows he won't end up poor. He has the same certainty deep down that you had, and he might be right, or he might not. You'll never know. You're cashing his payment while he says it out loud in the dark.